This could end the BBC. Yes, Andrew Tate is reportedly gearing up to sue the BBC for $1 billion over defamation. In today's video, we will break this story down all whilst going over all of the latest headlines from across the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we do have new One Keir t-shirts available on our website. Go to britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Controversial figure and social media personality, Andrew Tate, along with his brother Tristan Tate, is reportedly gearing up to file a colossal $1 billion lawsuit against the BBC for defamation. This bold move was reported by Drama Alert on X, and it highlights the Tate brothers' latest battle with what they consider a corrupt and biased media landscape. According to the report, the lawsuit aims to hold the BBC accountable for allegedly tarnishing their reputations through false narratives. Andrew Tate, who has increasingly positioned himself as a disruptor of traditional institutions, recently released a manifesto as part of his leadership campaign for the BRUV political party in the UK. Within this document, he lambasted the BBC as a rotten institution, accusing it of covering up sexual abuse scandals, child exploitation, and even producing pornographic content. These claims reflect his broader criticism of legacy media, which he argues has failed the public through hypocrisy and institutional corruption. This lawsuit comes against the backdrop of the Tate brothers' ongoing legal troubles in Romania. Both Andrew and Tristan have faced allegations of human trafficking and operating a criminal gang accused of exploiting women. Despite these serious charges, a recent ruling from a Romanian appeals court determined that the case could not proceed to trial due to procedural errors and inconsistencies in the evidence presented by prosecutors. While the case has been sent back for further review, the ruling has been seen by Tate supporters as a vindication of his innocence. Adding to the controversy, reports circulating on X claim that the Tate brothers could potentially secure a $300 million payout if they avoid conviction, though these claims remain unverified. This, coupled with the billion-dollar lawsuit against the BBC, suggests that the brothers are intent on leveraging their legal and public platforms to regain control over their narrative. Andrew Tate's outspoken personality has earned him both fervent supporters and passionate detractors. Known for his polarizing views on masculinity, he frequently criticizes modern societal trends, which he believes have led to the emasculation of men. Recently, Tate weighed in on Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg's appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, where Zuckerberg discussed the erosion of masculine energy in corporate culture. Tate used the opportunity to reiterate his belief that society has become overly sanitized and hostile toward men who embrace traditional masculine values. For supporters of Andrew Tate, the lawsuit against the BBC is yet another example of his willingness to challenge powerful institutions that, in his view, operate without accountability. They argue that Tate's rise as a global figure, despite concerted efforts to silence him, is a testament to his resilience and ability to stand firm against what he perceives as unjust systems. Whether one agrees with him or not, there is no denying that Tate's ongoing legal battles and media clashes keep him at the center of public debate, sparking conversations about masculinity, media ethics, and institutional integrity. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In some other news, 3 teenagers have tragically lost their lives after their car collided with a tree in a devastating crash near Wakefield. Emergency services rushed to the scene, but the 18-year-old driver and 2 19-year-old passengers were pronounced dead. The collision occurred on Friday evening at around 8:30 p.m. as the car traveled along Bramley Lane near West Breton, heading towards Woolley. The vehicle swerved off the road and struck a tree with fatal consequences. 2 other passengers were also injured and transported to the hospital. One remains in critical condition with life-threatening injuries, while the other is being treated for serious but non-life-threatening injuries, according to West Yorkshire Police. Detective Chief Inspector James Entwistle, leading the investigation, described the incident as a tragedy. This is a heartbreaking event that has resulted in the loss of 3 young lives and left another person critically injured. Our thoughts are with the families of those involved, and we are offering them our full support. Specialist collision investigators are working to determine the circumstances that led to the crash. In other news, a farmer has issued a strong warning about the severe impact of the proposed family farm tax, highlighting that consultations with accountants reveal the situation to be far worse than government ministers suggest. Speaking in an interview, the farmer voiced frustration at ministerial advice to consult accountants, stating, "When you hear a minister say, 'Go and talk to your accountant, it isn't as bad as you think,' and then you do, only to find it's far worse, it's incredibly disheartening." The farmer called on the government to engage directly with the farming community to discuss measures that address their goals without harming family farms. "We want to understand what the government aims to achieve and provide solutions that avoid devastating impacts on farms like ours," they added. The appeal for dialogue comes as farmers intensify their campaign against the tax. Across Britain, farmers are staging demonstrations in towns and cities, showing gratitude for public support in their fight against the proposed measures. These protests are part of the ongoing hashtag Stop the Family Farm Tax movement, which seeks greater scrutiny of the policy. In Selby, local farmers organised food collections to emphasise the farm-to-fork connection, engaging with the public to highlight the importance of local agriculture. "We've been fortunate to gain significant support from British retailers who understand the critical need to keep farmers producing food," the farmer remarked. The campaign achieved a major milestone with the delivery of a petition to 10 Downing Street, signed by over 270,000 people. Farming union leaders from across the UK presented the petition, underscoring the widespread public opposition to what they described as an unjust policy. The unions have pledged to continue their efforts until the tax proposal undergoes proper examination and revision. Lastly, King Charles was reportedly left deeply worried after his sister, Princess Anne, suffered a life-threatening accident at her Gloucestershire estate last summer. The incident, shrouded in mystery until now, left the Princess Royal unconscious and hospitalised for 5 days with a severe concussion. During a recent visit to Cape Town, the typically resilient Princess Anne, 74, broke her silence on the ordeal, revealing how close she came to devastating injuries. Reflecting on the incident, she said, "You're jolly lucky if you can continue to be more or less compos mentis. Last summer, I was very close to not being." The accident occurred while she was heading to visit her chickens at Gatcombe Park, a routine she described as second nature. Yet she has no recollection of why she ended up in a nearby field where the incident unfolded. "I know where I thought I was going, and that was to the chickens," she explained. "I don't have any idea what I was doing in the field because I never normally went that way." Buckingham Palace previously suggested her injuries were consistent with being struck by a horse's hoof or head, though the exact cause remains unclear. The accident required an air ambulance to respond, but she was ultimately transported by road to Southmead Hospital in Bristol. Despite heavy bruising and a long recovery, Princess Anne has emerged with a renewed appreciation for life's fragility. "It just reminds you, you never quite know what might happen. Take each day as it comes," they say. "Every day is a bonus, really," she said. The princess has made a full recovery and remains undeterred in her commitment to royal duties. So, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments. That brings us to the end of today's video. Hit the like and subscribe button for more British content. Oh, and don't forget to get your t-shirts at BritishStand.com. Link is in the description.